I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Don't go through a breakup alone. Click on the link in the description below to get a one-on-one coaching with me, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about, he said, I'm his guardian angel. So the reason that I want to do this video is because I really want to talk to you guys about how our beliefs can distort reality at times. And you need to be really aware of what's going on internally and how that is going to affect you and your relationships. I have a good email here that towards the end of the email you're going to see how a major belief that they have can affect everything they do in the relationship. I've talked about this a little bit before about how our beliefs, affect our reality, but really, whatever we believe personally, we're going to act out as if they are true. So if you believe in God, you're going to go to church, you're going to pray. If you don't believe in God, you might think it's a waste of your time. If you believe that getting your education is going to help you have a great career, you're going to be more motivated to go to school or go to college. If you believe it's a waste of your time, you're not going to go. You see how your beliefs are going to affect your behavior? Well, this also runs true in your relationships, and there's a lot of fantasies that go on in relationships that can affect you and make you stay with somebody who's not a good partner. For example, somebody might say to you, or you might believe, for example, that someone is your soulmate. Okay? If you believe this idea, that they are your soulmate, or in this case, your guardian angel, you're going to stay with that person in almost all situations. In other words, even if they're mistreating you, abusing you, neglectful, abandoning you, cheating on you, you're going to continue to stay because you have this belief that, well, they're my soulmate, so I have to stay. And, if you've had a long history where you have had your needs neglected and you felt abandoned and you just grew up constantly feeling alone and isolated, abandoned, and just like nobody really cares about you, you're going to have tremendous amount of needs, and you're going to be so longing for that, those needs to be met from your romantic partners, that you're going to do some reality distortion. And that's my concern for you guys in certain situations, is that reality distortion can be very destructive to you and cause you to stay with somebody that's not going to be a good fit for you and probably never will. So, you want to be aware of these things. You want to be aware of your beliefs and how they're affecting what you're staying in a relationship for, or why you're staying with this person. Because, ultimately, if you believe that someone is your soulmate and God wants you to be with this person, think about the tremendous amounts of abuse you would tolerate from that person. Maybe he's a drug addict, and he's like, yeah, but you're my soulmate. And you believe it, so you stay and you let him do what he wants and goes out and cheats and goes out on binges and disappears for days at a time. Can be very destructive. And I'm not saying that soulmates do or don't exist, because I don't know. I'm just saying that you need to be aware of your own beliefs and monitor them in your relationships. And it's not just with ideas about guardian angels or soulmates. Like I said, you can believe whatever you want. Just be aware of how that's going to help or hurt you in a relationship. So I got an email here from a woman who said she's going through a breakup, and she said that things had been going great in her relationship. Or so she thought. We had a great weekend with friends, and then on Tuesday he informs me that he received an email from his ex who he ran into a couple of weeks beforehand. She had learned about us, so she was asking about our relationships and then going back to what happened in their relationship. He told me she didn't talk about getting back together, but now he is confused and has totally shut down towards me and blocked me on Facebook instantly. That's not good. These are not good signs. For somebody to completely shut you out of their life like this so quickly, it's very selfish on their part, and they're not showing you much empathy. And you really want to consider that, because you definitely want a partner who's going to be empathetic and able to look at how you view things. And people that have had their needs neglected and they're anxious, they have a very difficult time hearing other people and understanding what their needs are, because they are in survival mode. When you have anxiety, you're in survival mode, and all you can think about is decreasing your anxiety and feeling safe. And people don't care how they do that. That's why a lot of people become negative. If your partner does something that makes you feel abandoned, you quickly become angry and try and force them back into the way that you want them to be. And so there's no empathy there, because they don't care about how you feel or maybe why you did those things. All they care about is, you're going to go back to the way that I want you to be, and that's the way it's going to be. I don't care about what you think. I don't care about how you feel. You're going to do it. See how there's complete lack of empathy there? It's a very unhealthy place to be in a relationship. So, let me go on here. She said that she was in complete shock as the breakup came out of the blue, and I wrote a couple of emails trying to convince him of what he is trying to do, which I know I shouldn't have. I initiated no contact, which does drive him crazy, so he will text. I have responded briefly. There's a business matter of his that I've been handling, and it needs to be finished in the next few days. So my fear is that once it's done, he will be out too. He went to talk to his mom, but I don't know what came out of that. Yeah, I could see why you're afraid he's just using for the business. Quite possibly, an accurate statement. She says, we have been on a few trips with friends and have been enjoying each other. We even planned on attending my son's wedding in December. Now, I don't know where that stands. Well, I would definitely take it as he's not coming at this point. And, you can't think that just because you had set plans for something 2 months away, that they're going to stand when they've broken up with you and they're feeling conflicted about an ex. So, to give some background about his relationship with that other woman, they were together for 8 years, married for 4, they've been divorced for 2, and they tried to make it work for about a year or 2. She said she had met him initially after they separated, so that's going to be tough. When somebody's coming out of a long-term relationship, a lot of times they're not going to be ready to jump into something new. And they haven't really completely severed that bond with that other person. Alright. So, she says, they have a long history of breaking up and reconciling like a broken record. Just from listening to him, I believe she was emotionally abusive towards him. That's another red flag there if he stayed with somebody that was emotionally abusive. On top of his anxious avoidant style, I've sensed some things from his childhood may be fueling their relationship. I would say you can almost be certain of that. He probably was mistreated by his caregivers, and that's why he likes to be with somebody who makes him feel that same way. She would always downgrade him in public, make him feel quite guilty about mistakes or choices he made in the past, always throwing the past back in his face. Yeah, that's a form of manipulation, and it's a good way to control your partner. If you keep bringing up the past, then it's like constantly controlling how the power is in the relationship. You're distorting reality. You're not dealing with the current issue. You're saying, well, you did this, 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 and that. And you're like, oh, and you start to defend those 19,000 things that you did. And then the current issue, which is the real problem, is not getting repaired or fixed. It's a nice way to have control in a relationship by continually bringing up things from the past and not staying in the present. I know some people that do this personally, and I can tell you their marriage isn't too healthy when that's going on. So, she says, so in this email that she sent him similar email a couple years ago, right before they divorced. It goes all the way back over the past of what he did and didn't do, manipulation, and what if he had done different, they would have been together. I dated women just like this. If you had just done this, 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 and that, we would be together. Nope. Because even if he had done this, this, and that, they would have found out 25 other things to complain about. It's not about that. It's not about those issues. And not when it's to this extent of manipulation. Let me go on here. So once again, he is letting her guilt him into feelings. Probably his parents made him feel guilty all the time. I guess he is used to that pattern. Yep. You said in one of your videos that because of his attachment style that he attracts him to that kind of woman. That's right. That breaks my heart. He is a great, caring, respectful gentleman. I don't believe he knows his self-worth. No, he probably doesn't. And when your parents don't let you know that you have a huge self-worth, you're not going to believe it from anybody else. Think about it. I always ask myself, how could someone treat someone like this, not truly knowing what they have? I myself am divorced. My ex is narcissistic and cheated many times. I've devastated at always feeling second best. And look at this. You're attracted to another guy who makes you feel second best because you know he's hung up on that ex. Even though it's been years, he's quick to drop you and put you as second best. So you need to really take a good look at that. She says, in the relationships as well, I'm a giver, of course, because you were constantly trying to satisfy your parents. I was raised with both parents and watched my mother take care of her home, husband, and family, so of course I want to fix everything. And what happens if you don't? You're afraid they're going to abandon you and leave you. This is the title of the video that I got to right here. He always said I'm his guardian angel. Talk about hook, line, and sinker. You're his guardian angel. So you're there to save him. How could you possibly leave him if you're his guardian angel? How could you possibly leave his side when he is going through such a difficult time and conflicted about another woman? How could you leave? You can't leave. You're his guardian angel. Do you see how manipulative that has felt? Think about that. Think about the danger in her believing that. If he says that enough times, she's going to start to believe it. And then she's going to suffer to tolerate whatever he says and does. Because she can't leave him. She's his guardian angel. God sent him, or sent her to be by his side no matter what. You see the danger? That's what I'm trying to get you guys to really say, oh, wow. Because you might be in a situation where somebody says you are their soulmate or their guardian angel, and you're tolerating a lot of abuse, neglect, abandonment, mistreatment, whatever, because of that. She goes on to say, I love him very much and wish he could break this cycle. I want to give us a chance for him to see what she's trying to do. I feel like she is trying to sabotage our relationship because seeing him happy and that he has moved on. Please help me do the right thing. Thank you for your insight. Alright. Well, for this particular case, until he really deals with his past and deals with this ex, he's got to separate from her, sever that bond, and move on. And I think he sounds like he's got quite a bit of trauma because he's attracted to somebody that's abusive and neglectful. And so he's got to deal with that. You're not his guardian angel. You're not his soulmate. You're not going to stay there and be manipulated by him any longer. Please don't do that. You can, listen, if you want to believe in guardian angels or soulmates and stuff like that, you can go right ahead and believe that. I don't know the answer to that. All I know is the danger in believing that without question. So if you just believe the belief, unquestionably, you're going to tolerate so much. And that's where I'm trying to help you guys. It can be dangerous. It can be dangerous to have that fantasy. He knows that you are a caretaker, and I feel like he's preying on that weakness because he knows that you're going to sit there and tolerate this kind of behavior. And until you really move on and sever that and say, look, if you want to be with her, go be with her. Go figure out what you're going to go do. Contact me if you change your mind. I'm moving on. Then he's going to really reconsider, and he's going to take a look at both options, and hopefully he'll see that you're the much better option. There's no guarantees with that, but, you know, there's no guarantees of life. So, like I said, guys, don't get angry or upset if you believe in soulmates or guardian angels or all that, you know, anything like that. You can believe whatever you like. I just simply want you to be aware of how our beliefs affect our reality and how tolerating behaviors will lead to unhealthy relationships where you're completely neglected, abandoned, abused, mistreated, and not respected. And if somebody doesn't respect you, they can't love you. They'll just treat you like an object. So, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. Subscribe to my channel because I do post videos Monday through Friday. And if you like the video, throw a like on there so I know to do future videos like this. And that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.